I turned 18 on a Tuesday. No cake, no candles. Just 2 black trash bags on the front lawn and my mother's voice through the screen door. You're an adult now. Go learn to live on your own. The lock clicked behind her. I stood there, one hand on a trash bag, the other holding my phone. 12% battery. $480 in my account. No plan. What kind of mother does that on your birthday? I didn't know the answer yet, but I'd find out. And when I did, the truth would be so much uglier than I ever imagined. Before we go any further, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from and what time it is there. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to see how this ends. I picked up the first bag. It was heavier than it should have been. I had no idea that inside was the one thing my mom never meant to give me: proof. To understand why she did it, you need to know where it started. My dad died when I was 10. Heart attack. No warning. Mom was devastated. Or at least that's what I thought. Within 2 years, she'd remarried. A guy named Rick, he had a son my age. My new stepbrother, Tyler. That's when everything shifted. Tyler got the bigger bedroom. I got the one that used to be the office. Tyler got a car at 16. I got a lecture about responsibility. When Tyler stayed out past midnight, it was boys being boys. When I asked to go to a friend's house, I needed to earn trust. I learned fast. Keep your head down, work hard. Don't ask for much. I got a job at 16 stocking shelves. Saved every dollar. Kept every receipt, every bank statement, every text message. I didn't know why. It just felt like someday I'd need proof of something. My dad used to say, "I'll always take care of you." I thought he meant love. I didn't know he meant legally. There was one thing I kept from him. A birthday card he wrote me before he died. It was in my backpack the day she kicked me out. The front of the card said, "You're going to do amazing things." Inside, he'd written, "I'll make sure you have what you need. I promise." I thought it was just a dad being sweet. Turns out he'd kept that promise. And my mom had been hiding it for 8 years. Turning 18 was supposed to be freedom. Instead, it was the day everything exploded. The morning of my birthday, my mom called me into the kitchen. No happy birthday. No card on the table. Just her and Rick sitting across from me like I was in trouble. "You're 18 now," she said. "It's time you stand on your own 2 feet. I nodded. I'd been expecting some version of this. "I know, I've been saving. I just need a few weeks to find a place and save up for a deposit." She cut me off. "We've already packed your things." I stared at her. "What?" Rick leaned back in his chair. "It's what's best for everyone. You've had 18 years? Time to see what the real world is like." I looked at my mom, waited for her to step in, to say he was being too harsh. She didn't. "Your bags are by the door," she said. "Tyler needs your room for his art studio." Art studio. I'd been paying rent to them for the last year. $200 a month. They told me it was to teach me budgeting. Tyler had never paid a cent. "Can I at least have until the end of the week?" I asked. My mom stood up. She wouldn't even look at me. "We need the space now." That was it. No hug. No good luck. Just 2 trash bags in the hallway and my stepbrother smirking from the stairs. I walked out the door with everything I owned, and no idea where I'd sleep that night. The first week was a blur. I slept on a coworker's couch for 3 nights. Then in my car for 2. I used the gym membership I'd been paying for to take showers. I kept working my shifts. Smiled when customers asked how I was doing. But inside, I was falling apart. I tried calling my mom, blocked. I sent her an email. No reply. I reached out to my aunt, my mom's sister. She said, "Your mom says you chose to leave. I'm staying out of it." That hurt more than anything. I started to wonder if maybe my mom was right. Maybe I was difficult, ungrateful. Maybe I deserved this. One night I ended up in a 24-hour diner. I ordered coffee and counted coins to pay for it. I felt like I'd lost everything. A friend from work sat down across from me. She saw the bags in the booth. "Did your mom ever say why she kicked you out exactly at 18? She asked. That's really specific. Specific, the word stuck. That night I went through everything in those trash bags. I was looking for anything that felt like home. A photo, a memory. That's when I found the folder, manila, slightly bent, stuffed between 2 sweaters. I opened it, and everything changed. Inside the folder was a copy of my dad's will, and a trust document. I read it under the diner's fluorescent lights. My hands were shaking. The trust had been set up the year before my dad died. He'd put his life insurance payout and retirement savings into it. For me, the document said the money would be held until I turned 18. Then it would be distributed to me within 30 days. Trustee, my mother. Beneficiary, me. Amount, $127,000. I read that number 3 times. My dad had left me $127,000, and my mom was supposed to give it to me on my 18th birthday. The birthday she kicked me out. Suddenly, the cruelty had a price tag. She didn't kick me out to teach me independence. She kicked me out so I couldn't ask her for the money. I sat there staring at the paper, at my dad's name, at my mom's signature from 12 years ago, promising to do right by me. I felt sick, but the document was 8 pages long, and I hadn't read the rest yet. I flipped to page 4, and that's when I saw the withdrawals. I took a photo of every page. Then I sent my mom an email. I kept it calm, professional. Hi, Mom. I found a copy of Dad's trust document. It says I'm supposed to receive the funds at 18. Can we talk about this? She replied in 40 minutes, all caps. You stole family documents. That is theft. If you pursue this, I will call the police. You abandoned this family. You have no right to anything. I stared at the screen. Abandoned? She put my stuff in trash bags. An hour later, my phone lit up. The family group chat. My mom had sent a message to everyone. Aunts, uncles, cousins. I'm heartbroken to say that my daughter has decided to cut ties with our family and is now making false accusations to try to get money from us. Please keep us in your thoughts. My aunt replied first. Praying for you. Then my uncle. Some kids just don't appreciate what they have. No one asked me. No one texted to hear my side. Then Tyler posted on social media. He didn't mention me by name, but everyone knew. Funny how some people only show up when they think there's money involved. My coworker saw it. My boss asked if I was okay. I lied and said yes. Then my mom sent one final text. If you keep this up, I will make sure everyone knows what kind of person you really are. She thought I'd back down. She thought I had nothing. She didn't know I'd kept every bank statement my dad ever made me file. When I was 16, my dad's bank added me as a view-only account holder on the trust. It was supposed to be a teaching tool. Financial literacy. My mom never knew. I called the bank, explained who I was, asked if I could request statements for the trust account. They mailed them to my coworker's address. They arrived 4 days later. I opened the envelope alone in her kitchen. The first few pages were normal. Annual trustee fees. Modest, reasonable. Then I saw the withdrawals. 6 of them. Spread over 4 years. Each one labeled beneficiary education expenses. Total $38,000. I'd never seen a cent. I went to public school. My entire life. I grabbed my laptop and searched the dates. The first withdrawal. $8,200. March 2019. I cross-referenced Tyler's social media. There it was. A post from that same month. First day at Westbridge Academy. So grateful for this opportunity. Westbridge Academy, a private art school. Tuition, $8,000 a semester. My mom had stolen from my trust fund to pay for my stepbrother's private school. And she'd done it 6 times. I sat there staring at the statements. At the theft. At the lies. She didn't just withhold my inheritance. She looted it. And then she kicked me out so I'd never find out. I needed to understand why. So I started digging. I searched Rick's name and his old business. It took 10 minutes to find the bankruptcy filing. Public record. Filed in 2018. His company had gone under. Debts in the hundreds of thousands. I checked my mom's LinkedIn. She'd posted 2 months ago. So proud of my son, a graduate of Westbridge Academy of the Arts. The academy cost $60,000 total over 4 years. My trust fund had paid for almost 2/3 of it. I did the math. $127,000. Minus $38,000 in theft. Minus trustee fees. She still owed me around $85,000. And she knew it. That's why she kicked me out on my birthday. Not a day before. Not a week after. Exactly on the day the trust was supposed to distribute. If I was gone, isolated, angry, and broke, any claim I made later would look like revenge. Not justice. She was buying time. And she was buying cover. She needed me to look like the villain so no one would believe me when I asked for what was mine. I sat back and closed my laptop. I finally understood. This was never about tough love. It was about erasing the evidence before I could ask the right questions. Now I knew exactly what to do. And it didn't involve trash bags. I used $200 of my savings to book a consultation with a trust and estate attorney. Her office was quiet, clean, the opposite of the last 2 weeks of my life. I sat down and handed her the folder. The will, the trust, the bank statements, the social media post. She read for 12 minutes. Then she looked up. "This is textbook breach of fiduciary duty," she said. "We can file a petition in probate court for a full accounting. We can freeze any remaining funds, and we can pursue repayment of the misappropriated amount plus interest." She leaned forward. "Do you want to try to settle this quietly, or do you want it on the record?" I didn't hesitate. "On the record." She nodded. "Then we file." The petition was 3 pages. Clean, factual, no emotion. Petition for accounting and surcharge. Breach of fiduciary duty. I signed it. She notarized it. We filed it electronically that afternoon. I walked out of her office and sat in my car. For the first time in 2 weeks, I felt like I could breathe. I wasn't doing this for revenge. I was doing it because my dad trusted her to take care of me. And she broke that trust the day she chose her new family over his memory. The court would send her the summons in 3 days. I didn't warn her. She didn't warn me either. 4 weeks later, we had a hearing. Probate court. Small room. Wood paneling. A handful of chairs in the gallery. My mom walked in with her own lawyer. She didn't look at me. Her face was tight, pale. I sat across the aisle with my attorney. I'd borrowed a blazer from my coworker. I'd printed every document and put them in a binder. The judge walked in. We stood. He reviewed the petition for 2 minutes. Then he looked up. "Ms. Carter," he said to my attorney, "please present your evidence." She stood. "Your Honor, the trust document is clear. Upon the beneficiary's 18th birthday, all funds were to be distributed within 30 days. That did not happen." She placed the trust document on the overhead. The trustee made 6 withdrawals over 4 years, totaling $38,000, labeled as beneficiary education expenses. She placed the bank statements next to it. However, the beneficiary attended public school during this entire period. The funds were used for the trustee's stepson's private academy tuition. She put Tyler's social media post and the academy invoice on the screen. My mom's lawyer stood. His voice was thin. "Your Honor, the family was experiencing financial hardship. The petitioner was living at home and benefiting indirectly from household stability." My attorney cut in. "The petitioner was removed from the home on their 18th birthday. Belongings in trash bags. No notice, no support. The only party who benefited from these withdrawals was the trustee's stepson." The judge looked at my mom's lawyer. "Do you have any documentation showing the petitioner consented to these withdrawals?" Silence. "Do you have any proof the funds were used for the petitioner's benefit?" More silence. The judge turned to me. "Did you consent to these withdrawals?" I stood. My voice was steady. "No, Your Honor, I didn't even know the trust existed until 2 weeks ago." He nodded. Then he looked at my mom. "The trust document is unambiguous. The trustee's duty is to the beneficiary, not to the trustee's subsequent family." Petition granted. He signed the order. The trustee is ordered to provide a full accounting within 14 days. All remaining trust funds are to be released immediately to the beneficiary. The trustee is further ordered to repay the $38,000 in misappropriated funds, plus interest, within 90 days. The gavel came down. My mom stared at the table. It was over in 19 minutes. 18 years of control. Undone by 9 pages of paperwork. 2 weeks after the hearing, the money hit my account. $89,000? $127,000 minus the $38,000 she'd stolen, minus legal fees plus a little interest. My mom's lawyer contacted mine. They set up a payment plan for the stolen amount. She'd pay it back over 3 years. I agreed. I didn't want to garnish her wages. I just wanted what was mine. I didn't buy anything flashy. I found a small 1-bedroom apartment. Paid first, last, and deposit. Bought a used car that actually started every time. Put $70,000 into index funds. Kept $3,000 in an emergency account. The rest went to furniture. A bed, a desk, a couch that didn't smell like someone else's life. The first night in that apartment, I slept for 10 hours straight. Tyler sent me a text 3 weeks later. "I didn't know. I'm sorry, Doug, I read it." I didn't reply. That boundary was enough. My aunt called a month after that. Her voice was quiet. "I saw the court documents," she said. "I should have asked your side." "I'm sorry." I said thank you. That was it. No lecture. No bitterness. Just a boundary. My mom never apologized. I stopped waiting. I started seeing a therapist, not to forgive her, to make sure I didn't become her. I'm still working, still saving. I didn't quit my job or buy a sports car. I'm building something quiet, something stable, something my dad would be proud of. I framed his birthday card. It's on the wall next to my lease agreement. You're going to do amazing things. I'll make sure you have what you need. I promise. He kept that promise. I just had to be brave enough to ask for what was mine. Here's what I learned. Boundaries aren't revenge. They're the price of keeping your peace. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control whether you let them erase what's yours. My mom chose her new family over my dad's memory. Over me, I chose myself. And that's not selfish. That's survival. So here's my question for you. If you've ever been made to feel like wanting what's fair makes you the villain, drop a comment. Tell me your story. I see you. And if this one hit home, subscribe. I've got more stories where the receipts do the talking. One last thing. This story is a fictionalized dramatization for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not legal or financial advice. If you're in a situation like this, talk to a licensed attorney in your area. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.